We're rolling.
Rolling! Alright, the song, Unlovable Loser, it was a different process, but that's kind of like, you know, how we make records. Everything's a different process. There's no one kind of way of doing it, which I've mentioned before, but this one in particular, which you can see on the video put together by Miss Neesh, is that Dave just, you know, Dave's always showing me beats. You know, a lot of times they get used, but this one felt special right from the get-go. And we're at rehearsal for a show, and I just started singing something about some very Josh. I'm an unlovable loser without a job or friends or a future. I think it's like on the other side of the beat, so you can see it's very different than the recording. It instantly sparked me with an idea, and I told Dave, oh, it's one of my favorite beats. Also, you know, one of the things that's interesting about that song, it's the first time, and Dave has always been, even going back before Weerd Science was Weerd Science, we made our first kind of venture into the world of hip-hop with Dave. We showed up at Dave's parents' house. We were just kids. We said, Dave, here's like $600. You're going to work for 20 hours a day. We're going to make a record. And Dave approached it with the same kind of passion and zeal that we did. It was me, and at the time I was Lil J, which I'm quite the opposite now. Big J now. But I was a kid, so, you know, we're like 18, 19 years old. And we sat in Dave's basement, and we made this record that, like, everybody that heard, we got signed to this little tiny label. Everybody that heard it was blown away. Because I think people expected it to be garbage, but we put so much, to this day, I've never worked on a record with those kind of blinders on. Me and Dave and MC Bobby Delicious, just the blinders on. Christmas Day, we were bummed that we had to go home and open up presents. So we did that for an hour, got right back to Dave's, made some coffee, and got right back into it. And still, when I listen to that record, to this day, it's very special to me. But that record was more, you know, me bringing beats to the table. It was really the beginning of me and Dave's relationship. I always knew he was a musician. We were kind of friends, not even close friends. That was the building block of becoming partners in this, you know, world of music. I always knew Dave was really talented. He was more into, like, the heavy stuff. I was in a little pop group called 3 at the time. My how things change over time.
Hey Josh, what's up, man? Steve. What's going on? You gotta look IRS calls. What? Seems like you still gotta pay him $60,000. Are you fucking serious, dude? Need rap stuff? Thanks.
But this song in particular was the first song that Dave made all the music for. This is, on the first record, there's a song called Ordinary Joe that Chris made all the music for. And that beat really spoke to me. And kind of the same thing happened with this. It's one of my favorite songs on the record. And, you know, Dave had been working on it. You know, I played drums on it, but I basically just played the same beat. We did the drums at Applehead to give it a live, kind of a rock and roll feel. And the song has a real kind of, almost sounds like Weezer or something. Which, you know, that's Dave's great at that. He plays, you know, the bass and the guitar, so he's able to put that together in a way that felt really authentic and really nerdy in a way. It's kind of like a nerdy sounding song, but it's really neat to see it chronicled from the very beginning. I mean, Neesh was just filming to film rehearsal, and what we have is the true beginnings of that song, and obviously something sparks her idea to film the whole journey of that song. So from Dave working on it at his house, just putting together a beat that, you know, Dave makes a lot of beats. That beat could have just been something that falls by the wayside or never gets used. But luckily, you know, he brought it to the table. We thought it was great. And went to probably 10 different spots where in the video were at my house working on it. And it just kept evolving and becoming the song. And I for one, am like super happy that it made the record. Because like I said, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's one of my favorite songs I've ever done. And to me, it's just really neat that, you know, to see Davey playing the guitars, and it just feels really like collaborative, and I think it's one of the best Weerd Science songs ever.
Unlovable loser. Look at a job or a girl or a future, and it's hard to get used to having money when you're used to. That's a chorus. Yeah, Dave, that's fucking dope, dude. Everybody hates me. Maybe the problem's not. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Maybe the problem's not everyone is to meet me. And I've been messing around my well-being less lately, so you can't make me. I should really rock in, and I know what we're going for.
It's all like airy. Okay, cool.
I'll run that bridge for you, alright?
Okay. Let me know how it sounds tuning-wise. But I think it might be alright.
Is it?
Can you get on your knees for this track? That's really weird.
Yeah, you hear that too, Josh, right?
What was it?
It's Dave's computer.
Oh. What?
Yeah, it's being a monster.
Did it shut off?
It looks like it.
No, is it still making noise?
I think it's a hard drive.
Does the dead hard drive in that thing still make noise?
Oh, the one in here? That's what was doing it?
I don't think so.
Oh, sometimes it does.
Dude, I have the same computer and it has a dead hard drive in it, and like sometimes I'll forget and leave it on, and
It's like a demon.
awful like fucking screeching
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Or like some weird shit. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Totally love that.
Not me, and it's everyone else. Could it be that finally I find fault with myself? Perfect. Find fault with myself? Please, I'm well aware for every problem there's a prayer to a God who only exists when I'm deep in despair. And I swear in the foxhole I'm converted forever, but I curse his name the next day when the trouble gets better. Alright, I think, cool. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I've been taking care of myself even worse lately. Maybe it's not me and it's everyone else. Could it be that finally I find fault with myself? Please, I'm well aware for every breakdown there's a prayer to a God who only exists when I'm deep in despair. And I swear in the foxhole I'm converted forever, but I'm cursing. Oh, fuck, sorry.
Lyrically, Unlovable Loser, you know, sometimes songs are just kind of like a stream of conscious type thing, where it's just kind of, the universe kind of flows through you and it comes out through your hand on the pen. I think that song more than any song sums up, you know, a big piece of my personality, and that kind of self-deprecating, woe is me kind of, which we make fun of in the song. In its simplicity, it says some rather profound things. I pray to a God who only exists when I'm deep in despair. You know, that's like a profound thing for me to say about myself. Wrapped in this like incredibly simple package. And it was the music. I let the lyrics go where the song wants to take it. I think more now, the better that I get, the more that happens. And the more that I evolve, the more songs I make, the more music I'm involved with. Because I think we're all always learning. If you're not learning, then you should probably, you know, stop. You think you're at the top and that you're not learning, well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it anymore. So we're always learning every day. And I think that song taught me a lot about not necessarily overthinking things. It really just came out. It was like 1 10-minute sit and you write the whole song, and almost poking fun about what we're talking about in the end. I mean, you'd have to hear the song; it would make more sense to you. When I talk about like the making fun of the praying to a God who only exists when I'm deep in despair, and I swear in the foxhole I'm converted forever, but I curse his name the next day when the trouble gets better. Like, what a contradiction. What a little asshole. What an unlovable loser.
Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I've been taking care of myself even worse lately. Maybe it's not me and it's everyone else. Could it be that finally I find fault with myself? Please, I'm well aware for every problem there's a prayer to a God who only exists when I'm deep in despair. And I swear in the foxhole I'm converted forever, but I curse his name the next day when the trouble gets better. Only a real douchebag would claim that he's religious to snuggle up to a girl that he's known for 10 minutes. Only a real jerk would have unprotected sex with a girl he just met, tells her he loves her and jets. The fact of the matter is I pray on the average to seem extraordinary, though they're probably bored already by the time I hit the mortuary. No one will miss me. In hell I'll make a record with Michael Jackson and Biggie. I'm an unlovable loser without a job or friends or a future, and it's hard to get used to not having money because I used to. I'm an unlovable loser without a job or friends or a future, and it's hard to get used to not selling records because I used to. When I was
was younger, the hunger for rhyming was so overwhelming. Now that I'm older, I dish it out in generous helpings. Nothing is helping, I'm done shredding, I'm drowning. I'm downing every ounce of alcohol around me. I'm trying to make it better, trying to numb some of the shit that finds its way inside my head and holds on and doesn't forget. They say I'm self-deprecating, I say I'm entertaining. They say my new record is awful, I'm a disaster that's waiting to happen. Every action must have a reaction. Why would I listen to an A&R with a fraction of my passion? Sick of producers saying I can have success. That's why most of my lyrics are fuck shit, cock or piss. This is it, the final straw. This is Weerd Science's final boarding call. I know the only way I'll blow up is if I'm dead, so you can send my royalty checks to my parents instead. I'm an unlovable loser, without a job or friends or a future. And it's hard to get used to not having money because I used to. I'm an unlovable loser, without a job or friends or a future. And it's hard to get used to not selling records because I used to. Wait a second. Maybe things do get better. Maybe all this self-doubt, woe is me, pity party shit, it's beat, it's the pits. You know? Maybe I'm gonna pay off my tax debt. Maybe I'm gonna actually get royalty checks. I don't know, maybe my best friends will stop stealing from me. Maybe I'll actually make my parents proud, could you imagine? Holy crap, I figured it out, life is awesome! Yeah!
Hey Josh, what's up, man? It's Dave. What's going on? Yo, look, IRS called. What? Seems like you still gotta pay him 60 grand. Are you fucking serious, dude? Need rap stuff? Thanks.
The Neeshcast!
www.neeshcast.com